So hi Connor, another tough victory again at the weekend away to Altrincham. What were your thoughts on that fixture?
What you said, really tough. We knew that anyway going into the game. They got some really exciting players. Linney being back for them was a big boost. I thought he caused us problems, especially in that first 25-30 minutes before we had a change of shape. So you see that even in the week he scores a great goal against Solihull. So to keep him as quiet as we did, barring that the header he had, was testament to the back line, and obviously how the lads worked. But tough conditions, tough pitch. It was chucking it down for about an hour of the game, so that made it difficult. We scored an excellent set piece goal right before half time, and obviously that ended up being the difference. But I think the way the lads defended and worked warranted the 3 points. But again, another tough game and hard place to go, and we're just pleased to come away with the 3 points again.
As you know as well, missing a couple of key players as well last weekend, and as you just mentioned, changing the structure a little bit. Did that play a big effect heading into the weekend as well?
Listen, we identified maybe playing what we changed in game. We were debating whether to start that way, but with the bodies we were missing, the personnel didn't really allow it. But the way the game started in the first 25-30, we felt that it was still the best case for us was to change to that original shape that we had planned. Idris done a great job for that right back. Obviously not really his natural position, but he done an outstanding job, reliable. We know how good he is defensively. So for the lads to implement that in game and obviously to be able to switch tactically so quick is a testament to how receptive the lads are to the information being given to them from Gaffer and myself. So I thought it made a massive difference. We grew into the game. Then we pretty much got control of the game from that point onwards, and we looked relatively comfortable. They had spells where they had control of the ball, but without really hurting us. So I think once we changed that shape in the 25-30th minute, we managed to control the game pretty well.
Just speaking on the words of the gaffer, actually, the lads showing great character and great togetherness throughout the game, working really hard each week actually to pull off to get the 3 points. Would you say?
Definitely. I think when you're going away when you look at our last 5, 6, 7 away games and the difficulty of the teams we are facing, I think if you don't have that, you're going to struggle. And to come away with the points return we've had of our last few away games has been outstanding. So listen, we've always had togetherness. The lads are an unbelievable group of lads. They work so hard day in, day out, and we felt like our performances even earlier in the season warranted more points than what they did. But the last 15 to 20 games has been a phenomenal points return, and the lads just kept going. They kept believing in it. We've all kept working hard, and a few little additions within that, and people coming into even better form, so it's allowed us to kick on. But the work rate and the togetherness has always been there, and it's been a big factor as to why we've been successful the last 2-3 years and how we've built on it year on year. And obviously this year we've gone again to another level.
Just looking ahead as well this weekend, the visitors Gateshead coming down to the Hive Stadium. As well, if you may know, they've made a few signings in the recent weeks. Like, how going into the game, how prepared do you feel you are with the new additions to their team and maybe the structure they're looking to play against us?
Obviously, we're aware of the signings. You can see that I think Carl alluded to it in his post-match interview from the weekend, that they were trying to get bodies through the door and some reinforcements. Obviously, I know they're dealing with injuries, so they've managed to do that. They got 3 or 4 in since then. Fair play to them. Listen, we know a lot about the players they signed, but there's no way for us to know where they're going to fit in and what they're going to do with their structure, because we obviously haven't got games to go off. So all we can do is worry about ourselves. We'll watch it. We've watched them the last few games, and obviously we know what they're about anyway in terms of their philosophy of the football club. So we'll go and put our plan in place, and obviously if them players come in, we'll obviously give the lads the best detail we can. But there's only so much you can see of new players. Obviously we haven't seen them in a Gateshead shirt yet, so there's only so much we can work off. But in terms of our preparation, it doesn't change. We'll go over our game plan and we'll focus on ourselves and try and get the 3 points.
Just overall, looking into the fixture, what do you expect from the fixture to come by the end of the game?
They're a technical team. They have been for years. They're always, especially in the last few years, they've built on it a bit like ourselves. They've improved year on year, and they keep finishing higher. They're obviously unfortunate last season not being able to participate in the playoffs. They're probably one of the form teams going into that, so they'll feel a bit aggrieved by that, and rightly so. I believe they've sorted that now, which is excellent for them as a football club, because the way they're built and the way they play and the philosophy of them is outstanding. One of the exciting teams to watch. They're really attack minded. They score a lot of goals, so it should be a really good game for the neutral. I mean, 2 attacking teams that want to go and outscore the opposition. Happy to go and win 4-3, 5-4 types, things like that. We always score a lot of goals between us, so it should be an interesting game and an exciting game, and obviously we'll hope that there'll be a lot of fans in the door to come and watch it. But we know how tough it's going to be. They got some exciting players. They play a great brand of football, similar to ourselves, as I said. So it'll be a really good game.
And just finally as well, speaking on the fans you just mentioned there, what would you potentially say to any fans particularly still deciding whether to come down to the game this Saturday?
Just come down. It's an exciting place to be at the minute. There's an amazing buzz around the club. obviously the promotion at Dagenham, in terms of the deal we had on, went down really well. We had a lot of fans in the door, and thankfully, even though it was late on, we managed to get the 3 points that day. So please God, that's a good enough reason for some to come back, and if we can increase that week on week with our home attendances, it will only help the lads. And obviously, as I said, it's an exciting place to be at the minute, so we urge them all to come down and support the boys and kick us on even more.
Great, Conor, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.